All right, everyone. So welcome to today's Newpoint. Is essentially the modern day newspaper where we essentially just break down and interpret a newsletter and we get real-time thoughts on it. So very exciting stuff to be ahead. I haven't read through this newsletter in detail yet, but from the title, I can tell it's going to be some exciting stuff. So once again, I'm using the TLDR newsletter. Too long did not read. There's several others that I am subscribed to, but this one tends to be my favorite. There's like Morning Brew, Robin Hood Snacks, but this one is good for all spectrums. So big tech and startup. Let's see. Amazon bought Facebook's satellite team to help build its Starlink competitor. Wow. Amazon has purchased Facebook's small satellite division. Facebook was designing and testing ways to advance satellite connectivity as part of an effort to enable the next generation of broadband infrastructure. We're talking about infrastructure here. That is one of the core areas of connectivity, hardware, software. It's really setting the protocols and the rules to infrastructure. So I didn't even know Facebook was working on this. I knew that they were doing a project called Simba on Africa where they would essentially set the pipelines um, for internet to connect, but it was through actual cable lines under the ocean. I didn't know that they were doing satellite level work. Let's see, back to the pieces. It had no plans to become a service provider. Amazon plans to launch a constellation of low Earth orbit satellites to compete against SpaceX Starlink. As permission to launch 3,236 low Earth orbit satellites, Amazon expects to launch the satellites in 2023 at its earliest. So this is fascinating because we're seeing the space wars. Essentially, it was around uh, Blue Origin and SpaceX with Bezos and Musk doing reusable rockets, but it seems like Amazon or actually it's Amazon, it's not even Blue Origin, excuse me, tackling and doing this infrastructure. So the fact that Amazon is going to be providing, if it becomes an ISP, an internet service provider, wow, this is really, really big stuff because Amazon already owns AWS. AWS essentially powers internet. Here it is. Um, so this is huge. If this becomes prominent, they're probably going to be able to do a lot more competitive tactics to SpaceX, for example. They're going to be able to lose a ton of money just to get customers and get a strong customer acquisition cost, and then they can maintain losing money for several years since they got Amazon as its cash cow. And once it gets the users in, it keeps them in, right? The longevity of who can spend more to an acquired customer will essentially win. Since SpaceX is still more on the startup space or scene, it's going to be trouble for them to compete against Amazon because Amazon can do some very aggressive tactics. But regardless, it's definitely interesting space, no pun intended, but it's good. I definitely think that the internet is something that should be a citizen, an Earth citizen, a human right. Getting access to the internet is one of the most profound things a human being can get access to, uh, just for the sake of exposure. I think the more you get exposed, the more you can browse around, the more you can essentially uh, develop yourself. And information is very correlated to social change, development. Of course, there goes to the policy of like what type of government are you under? Like in China, regulation is very uptight. It's not essentially a free internet like the one we experience, but the internet itself can be a profound experience if you get exposure towards it. So that's super exciting. And the fact that Amazon bought Facebook's satellite team, this is some big moves. Next piece. Netflix will start publishing video games, has hired former EA executive. Netflix hired former EA and Oculus executive to lead a Netflix game publishing team. The company has not confirmed what type of service it is creating, but likely means that video games will be available on Netflix soon. Netflix has been building a collection of exclusive TV series based on video game licenses. There are a growing amount of cloud-based gaming subscriptions. This is profound too. The fact that Netflix is jumping into video game, it's really increasing its moat. Moat is like the competitive advantages that a company has against others. And when you think of Netflix, you just think about uh, TV or entertainment for consumption. But the fact that they jump into the game space, they're introducing an entirely new product and service. Google is doing this with Stadia, where you can play video games just through your browser and or any internet connection. So if Netflix comes into here, they got the right infrastructure to be able to do it. From the technical aspect of streaming, they're one of the first to really crack media streaming at this scale, and then licensing. A lot of video games, it's all about the business operations, and if Netflix gets the right contracts, they're gonna open new video games to people that are just gonna be able to stream it now. You might not even need new hardware, kind of like what Stadia is doing. So this is honestly very, very powerful. If it goes through as the Reddit, it seems like it's under speculation, but this is cool. Yeah, this is Google Lally starting a state of game development. Huh. 2 years of development and 0 releases. So this is interesting. Talks a little bit about the problems with this. And then, of course, this is really going to incentivize people to get a Netflix subscription because they can get access to not just movies and shows, but also games now. Talk about streaming uh, product. This is really cool stuff. Science and futuristic technology. New spring-loaded screw turns drywall into sound-absorbing panels. I need this. Tend to talk too loud at night. Let's see this. Where we at? New spring-loaded screw turns drywall. This is really cool. Sound screws. So maybe it seems like the screw absorbs the sound and pushes it into the drywall. It's looking to go into mass production. Oh, that's interesting. See, this is the cool stuff that the internet or the people around the world are building. Sometimes you just don't know. Watch robots make pizza from start to finish at an automated pizzeria. I think I've seen this before. Yeah, it's Europe. Uh, it's a full automated pizzeria. Interesting. Not too profound there. Programming. Cats generate how does API. Not too calling for me. Miscellaneous. Clubhouse launches its DM feature back channel. Clubhouse launched this direct messaging feature back channel, allowing users to chat one-on-one or in groups. Users can send link, but not images or videos. More functionality along with a few other features will come along soon. Clubhouse has downloaded more than 8 million times on Android devices. That's good because they just launched Android not too long ago. More than 500,000 rooms are created daily on the platform. Interesting. So Clubhouse is a very interesting product. It's probably like the most relevant or close to like a Facebook that we've seen, a true social platform. I'm not too big on Clubhouse just for the sake of like the type of experience that I get in there and the benefit of the product. Um, Only few people can incentivize me to open the app, and very few people can do that. So that's why I tend to shy away with it. But there are people out there that are just curious and want to socialize at this level. And Clubhouse really pioneered the social audio. I think they did a great job at bringing it to the space, but the moat is what we're seeing is the moat strong enough around like the culture of the product because with Twitter, Spotify, all these other platforms are creating their own spatial audio. So we'll see how they compete in this very competitive market. but that's good that they're adding Android towards it. LG will let you spend 100,000 on its rollable TV OLED. That's funny they said will let you spend. What does that mean? If you have 100,000 going two ways, you can buy one now. That's hilarious. Wow, this looks nice though. Device was originally announced some time ago, so the fact it is available to buy in the US has become somewhat of a surprise. $100,000 TV. Who? Not even Bezos, I bet. These people don't watch TV. All right, so this is the end of the new point of the day. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. My favorite one was learning Amazon's going into the internet infrastructure space. That's gonna be profound. The Netflix one was really cool too as well. So it's exciting time to be alive, and I hope you enjoyed the new point. I'll see you soon.